this discussion we will talk about FlexMFG features that support job shop and make-to-order manufacturing operations. If you are more interested in job shop features, advance the video to the point. Additionally, it may be helpful to view the FlexMFG work order features and function video in this series. First, let's look at MTO or make-to-order features. FlexMFG in MTO mode is for cases where the company sells a product that is sometimes configurable and can be different depending on the customer's requirements, or when the salesperson says, "What do you mean? It's exactly the same except for." In MTO mode, work orders are created in response to requirements entered in a sales order. Let's start by entering the inventory ID of one of our manufactured items that we commonly customize for a customer's order. Note that Acumatica, with the FlexMFG add-in installed, injects some new fields onto the sales order line. Notice the field dedicated WO. If the inventory item is defined as a manufactured item, then the checkbox in this field is enabled. If it is preset, or you manually check it, this indicates that a work order will be generated to produce the items on the sales order line. Let's go ahead and do that. Now we need to generate work orders for all the lines that we have indicated with the dedicated work order field checked. Generating the work orders is done by the item Generate Work Orders on the action drop-down list. Now that a work order has been created for the sales order line, we have the option of modifying it to suit the customer's specific needs. I'll do that here just to show how flexible FlexMFG work orders are. Just before I do that, note the unit price for the item on the highlighted sales order line. Clicking on the hyperlink for the work order number opens the work order. Let's modify this work order to add a new component item, and change the quantity consumed for one of material components used in the finished product. Then let's add a new labor operation to the labor non-stock item. Changing the material and/or labor non-stock items will certainly change our cost and ultimately might affect our sales price. If I wish, I can review my costs and recalculate my sales price and update the unit price on the associated sales order line. This is handy for working up prices, but more on that later. Now back at the sales order, I'll refresh the record, to see the price that was calculated by the work order, now on the sales order line. Now back at the sales order. I won't be able to create a shipment for the sales order line until the dedicated work order is complete. This ensures that the goods manufactured specifically for this order are available to be shipped. While we are at the sales order screen, let's also look at a couple of other useful features that FlexMFG adds to this form. For items on sales orders that the company can manufacture, FlexMFG makes available the ATP, or Available to Promise feature. I'll enter a sales order line for an item we manufacture, and show how the ATP feature works. Entering a sales quantity of 4, then reviewing the inventory status panel, I can see that 4 are on hand. Invoking the ATP feature confirms that I can promise an immediate delivery. However, if I change the quantity to 7, greater than the quantity that I have on hand, the ATP function returns a much different date that I can promise delivery on. ATP identified that I did not have enough units in stock to fulfill the order and it will be necessary to make more units. ATP has reviewed all the components, inventory, and operations necessary to manufacture the item, and has determined what is the critical constraint, and based on that, when we can promise delivery.